Welcome guys. I wanted to make a video on how I do my solo TOAs, and this is the video. So probably let's get started with the invocations first. I'm doing 470 right now. I think I would be able to at one point get to 500 if I enable these. But I still need to do the effort into learning these two consistently. Like I have done these in the past for the combat achievements, but not consistently for my solo runs. Anyhow, in the past I did the 425 without dehydration and path seeker, and at some point I think after 300 raids I added these two. And now I'm doing this setup. Just keep in mind each time, at least from on my side, each time I added a new mechanic or an invocation, let's say the raid becomes a little bit difficult, so you should expect a little bit more deaths in the beginning, but you should become consistent at some point. I don't have any issues. So yeah, my gear, you should be able to see it here on Runelight as well. Right now my pre-pods are here, but yeah, six restores essentially, and also a super combat, and yeah, BGS, Void Waker, a rapier of course, because we're running dehydration. If you're not running dehydration, DDS might be more useful. Okay, let's add it. Let's just see how it goes. Hopefully I don't fail the commentary. It's in the morning right now, so I might be a bit rusty. It's my first raid of the day. So Zebak starts. I have done Baba as first one, and I don't know, I prefer Zebak as first. Although it should, like for faster raids, the Baba seems to be better, but yeah, I prefer this. I'm used to this, so. If you're tick perfect, you should do this, solve this puzzle in 34 seconds. Obviously, it's not a big deal if you lose a tick or two, or even more. Just that you get it on time should be fine. Let's see. I think I might lost a tick. Let's see. Yeah, I lost a tick, or maybe 2 ticks. But anyway, doesn't matter. So in Zebak, I'll entry with the BGS, of course. My first BGS hits, I will take Void Waker. So I get in, drop, equip, troll, BGS hit. I unequip boots as well. I mean, it doesn't hurt to equip them. Normally they will get stuck, I think. Ah, damn, they're not. Oh. So, if you stand here on the south side at the first specials, you have more chance in fixing the boulders and such. And so it does the blood spells or the blood spawns, and essentially it's 2 times the blood spell and 1 time the blood spawns. So it's like a pattern. But you don't know at the beginning. It's not like it always started with the first blood spell or the second blood spell. So you don't know what the pattern is in the beginning, but now I had my first blood spell because the first one was the blood spawns. So it's gonna be a blood spell, the next one as well. It does the blood attack. And then the blood spawns again. have one sip of restore here. In some extreme cases maybe 0, but yeah, 1 is fine. Essentially the other 3, so now I'll get spell. The 3 doses are used at Kephri. You need, at least I need the inventory space anyway. And they only need 3 doses at Kephri. I'll probably use less, but that's what I'm doing at least. And I'm not a perfect gamer, but I just want to show you how I do it. So, pretty on track. Restores. Kephri. Pretty basic stuff, just do the puzzle. And seeing the green light to know which one is without the pillars is useful. I think it's a plugin, I'm not sure which one. Probably a couple of TOA plugins. But it's useful, you don't need to check, you just click the green node. In my opinion, I still take this plugin showing everything how to solve it. It's still kind of overpowered. But yeah, it's still in the plugin hub, so it's still allowed by Jagex. We'll be out of energy. A little bit annoying if that happens. I'll probably have to run it a little bit more efficiently, but no big deal. We have I usually, if I have a bad rate with bad RNG, I finish at 38 minutes or something. I do BGS specs, I mean if the first one doesn't hit, but then I don't do it anymore actually. Like the BGS hits are really, usually don't hit here. So I trap the Ranger. It's level 2 as well, so the things, the fireballs fall a bit harder. I do kill some of these, so I have a bit more of these, how do you call it, egg special. Essentially, from what I understand or can see, it depends how many of these agile scarabs you have, if it still does the egg attack or not. If there's like at certain thresholds, it will not do the egg attack. And the egg attack is kind of useful sometimes. Okay. So the ranger is trapped, obviously not in this case, but it will be trapped for the second phase. And I will still have the dung attack to trap in the melee, although it's not really necessary to trap in the melee. So if he comes here, you run under him and you attack. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Now I slowly walk. And essentially walking under him quickly before he reaches you, it's like the next reset. It's not to reset him of course, but it's just to prevent that he melees you, because it can hurt, and it's annoying if you're low HP then you don't have any margins for mistakes, and dying in solo is really a pain. dung attack now. Did I say dung attack last? Okay, I meant egg attack, but now it's the dung attack, so that the melee is trapped in. So you don't need to worry about the melee, except we kill them after we kill the major. And then in case if you didn't trap in the melee, he doesn't really do much in the way I do this technique anyway. I might get another yeah, dung. So I prefer to lay it here in the corner. So I go here on this tile. The ranger usually comes trapped. 34. 43, sorry. So above 40 it definitely goes away. Teleports. And 0. Let's just do the spec to be sure. I don't want to get a makeshift on me. Now kill the melee. So I could respawn my troll as well, but then I probably will not have enough prayer points. Anyway, I will just pray one more dose. But that's not always necessary, like you could just use the prayer points that you have. You also need to resip super combat, that's why we have second dose. Sometimes if you're low on run energy, you can try to preserve it. Wow. 11 minutes and 25 or 11 minutes 30. That's a good time. At least for me. So we take power, of course. Already switch to mage gear if you want. Do this puzzle. No big deal. Okay, didn't do damage. Okay, this is a kind of annoying one. Because if I want to be on time... Ah shit. Oh, that's okay. I kind of fucked it. But, I can probably be on time. If I stand here. Yeah. So watch out for the, what's it called, the Orb of Darkness. You can move between the hits or the XP drops. Take out assault. Put it back. Oh, I didn't do it. Put it back in. And Akkha butterfly time. It's level 3. I already make mistakes. I usually just not enable protection praise. I do use augury if it's level 3. I don't know if it's only me, but I think it does make a difference. I know it's like a 2% DPS upgrade, but sometimes that's all I need to actually kill the shadow. Obviously you can skip the special, but it's annoying because you usually take a hit from Akkha and it can switch. Actually, it's gonna be really close again, but I think I just have it. Nice. I think without augury I would not have had it. Well, there was a chance at least. If it's level 1, you don't really need to play augury. And with this setup, it can be level 1. So, transition, I stand here a little bit to lure him. I do miss a few ticks here. So that's not really beneficial for the shadow because it's already really tight. And a good hit, and hopefully another good hit. Nope. Should finish him now. Yep. Make sure the prayer is up. In case something goes wrong, you can do carry spec. Ah, that switched. Unlucky. Hopefully it switches back fast. You could still enable troll now and be fine. But I don't know. I won't. So I usually try to stand in a place where I can easily start the butterfly from. Swap all mage gear. I was lucky that it actually switched back to mage really quickly. I don't know if I need to explain the butterfly. I mean, there are a lot of videos on it. Ah shit, I won't make it. So this is actually good. Now you can see the skip. I will catch another hit. Okay, we're back on track. I thought it was going to, and actually it did. So I lost a bit of time here. I think Akkha Orbs phase is probably the place where I die the most. Just yeah, I think it's important to be concentrated as well. But I've learned to not be picky on my supplies in that phase. So just make sure you're above 50 prayer each time, so you can do the carry spec, unless it's maybe like 5% left, and you still are like 70 HP or something. But yeah, try to limit the risk you take in that phase. Oh, and definitely I didn't have to. Yeah, whatever. You can do one spank spec anyway. You don't need 75%. Okay. This is not good. See, that was dangerous. Could have died probably. And another ball. I'm not doing great, but it's almost dead. Always happy if this phase is gone. It was a bad orbs. Normally I don't do that badly, but yeah, I'm still waking up, I think. So I just switched to range gear and put on the hat and the desired vamp braces for mage. That's I don't know what the best. It's like I just don't want to switch armor during this puzzle. So I do this, but I don't know if it's the best or most efficient way of like still having a range attack and having the mage attack. So I put my staff on long range for this phase. For those annoying baboons that walk around. (38) 30 seconds almost on the salt, so I will enable preserve. Wave again, so protect mage and try to kill the mages as fast as possible. So you can switch back to melee. Kill the shamans if it's possible. You can also like do the blow by polk to limit a little bit of the damage from the, like not the damage but the prayer drain from the small trolls. Okay, so this is the phase with the ranger. It hurts a little bit. Ah, shit. I was too far, but no big deal. The phase is almost over. Take some damage, but we're redxing Baba, and normally if I'm concentrated I shouldn't take any damage unless maybe the first hit from Baba. Nice. So melee gear, put everything back in order. Yeah, I usually have a bit more supplies, so not the perfect run here. Usually I would have a half a restore or something extra, but that should be okay. So we go here. BGS pack. No BGS, unfortunately. So it will take a bit longer. Redxing also makes the fight a little bit longer, of course, because you're making a 6-tick weapon out of your 5-tick fang. But you save supplies. And we're still on time, no worries. I do the redx here at the bottom. It's easy. That one is easy to set up. At the top I will also show you how I do it consistently and how I like it. If I need to set up a redx on the fly when it's already like in the middle somewhere or whatever, now you need to watch. Oh, I fucked up, but I should be able to hit. Yeah. If it's already in the middle and I need to set up redx, then I'm really bad at it. Voila, I go here, put melee gear on, walk, let's drop something, attack, go to the left immediately, then when you're at the border, you click the item. Oh, voila, it's set up again. And now move. And now you're a little bit closer to the bottom again. If you need to go down for the boulders and you want to save a little bit of time. There are a few good videos about redxing. I think Molgoat Kirby has a few. I think he suggested this technique even. I like this one a lot. You cannot do it in teams because you're mostly not the one who's first aggroed. So if you get aggro during the fight, you will need to set it up, and then honestly I just face tank it. I don't have difficulty setting it up. Percentage thing is also a nice plugin in my opinion, so it's 32%. We can walk down, so we save a little bit of time because the push. Oh no, I fucked up. This is not good. I need a rigger. Okay, I'm lucky. Hopefully I don't fuck up here. Go to the left immediately. And voila, it should be set up. So yeah, I run with a lot of mistakes. Mistakes happen during my runs, but not maybe so many. But it's okay. As long as we see chests. When I was learning redx I died a lot. Like a few times actually, maybe not a lot, but so you need to get used to it. The main problems that I have is I really wanted to set up the redx, and sometimes it's maybe easier if the first attempt failed, you just face tank it and you play it safe. Unless trying to set up and taking damage from the shadow or taking a melee hit or whatever over a boulder and then dying and then wasting your time. I'll pick up the restore. Let's go. I put the staff already on accurate. I equip mage gear. I put everything into place. So like this. Life. I take life. Then we drop these because we can't use them. So at the beginning I need these two. Well, I potentially need these two. So in here I enable rapid heal, trolls of course, and I tank 3 balls until I'm 75 HP. Sorry, I take 3 hits. See, I'm 75 now. I did 3 hits. And essentially the preserver will make sure that I'm 76. And this will make sure I have 1 HP left of the 2 balls. And I just do a can respect them. Let's hope we don't get 2 sets of balls, because this doesn't look great. I'm just going a little bit up. It's gone again. So probably gonna tank a ball extra, which is really annoying. Hopefully only 1. It's gonna be 2. That's really bad. Yeah, that's really bad. Bad RNG. Doesn't happen often. And then this run it happens again. Because I didn't waste any ticks or damage output that I could have. At least not that I know of, or anything significantly. Anyhow, it's not a huge deal. You can still work around with this. Okay, yeah, I didn't have the place. Let's see which special it is. Okay, it's the easy special. I stand here. So rapier, 5 hits. And then BJs. I'm gonna do the charismatic boss. And masters, I should just enable entity hider for this, especially for these I think I will have it. Okay, now 7 hits. 4, 5, 6, 7, and a BGS spec. That's important, or you will like miss 10 or 15 damage at the end. At least 10 or 470 and 425 or whatever. It's not necessary. I don't enable already during this. It's not really that big of a deal. It's not necessary as well. So I dragged it, but it's okay. And now essentially, let's say you missed a hit somewhere and you still want to do the BGS. It's 9 hits BGS, but we can just do 10. Oh, it's 9 hits rapier and then the 10th hit as the BGS. But we are on track with damage. So, we can just finish it off with rapier only. Rage gear, boots off. HP is a little bit low, but it's not in danger zone. You can take a wave or whatever, or a boulder, and then get his effect. try to preserve a little bit of prayer. I'm a bit lower as usual. Honestly, I think you can just perfectly do augury here and still have 1 or 2 Kephri. Probably 2. If you pray augury the whole fight here. Or you can pray Mystic Might. So, use skull skips. Of course, 3 points. And it's easy. I definitely recommend. Yeah, honestly, I always forget to look which side it is. So I just stand at the back and I anticipate. Like sometimes I do look, but most of the time my brain is on autopilot doing this phase. And yeah, I just don't pay attention to it. As it's not really necessary if you stand at the back. In groups, it's easier if you check. Especially when the boulders are active, so you can stand further and be on the right spot on time without risking getting a boulder or giving a boulder to someone else. Again, the next we're gonna start praying augury. So yeah, you need to stand left. You just pray mage at the beginning. If it's range, you switch. It's almost always the mage ball at the first one. It's really weird. So the first 3 skull ships are super easy. The 4th one is a little bit more dangerous as you can take a boulder. You could risk it as well with moving, but then I prefer to take the boulder usually. I have died recently because I wanted to move and I was too slow. Yeah. Does he have augury as well? Now just move when the boulder is coming and then you should be on time. Also to switch any place if it were to be a mage ball. Salt is almost expired, so I'll enable preserve. Let's make sure the prayer is up. For the next phase it might be important. So I think I might get the boulder, but it's okay, we take the boulder. Then just play it a little bit safe. And get respect. You can get respects without DPS loss. Yeah, playing safe here. Yeah, I'm low on supplies, but should be fine. Like good runs are like 35 minutes and 30 seconds or something, or 470. That's when the BGS is hit, and some of the other factors, like Akkha is level 1, that also helps. Obviously standing on the left here is easier, you see the balls coming. There's the tick here, no big deal. It's almost dead, so at least we have good guess here. dead anyway. Hey. So we have around 12%, almost 30% chance on a purple. And nope, of course not. So I still have the sand fuel left. Normally I have more left, but it's a bit less. Yeah, I think that was my run. Hope it was useful in some sense to see how I'm doing it, and how doable it is. In some sense, if you get used to the techniques, like redx is not necessarily required, but it does help save supplies a lot, and it's you need to learn it a little bit, redx, the technique that I did, but in solo it's really easy to learn it. Just give it some try and expect to fail a few times and lose a run because of that, but it will work out in the end, and you will be able to increase your invocation level because of the redx. Butterfly, of course, is definitely something you need to learn, and otherwise, yeah, hope you liked it. Thank you.